August to December is a very, very festive time in India, especially starting October. From Navratri to Christmas is when we get into the peak festive and shopping season. You've supported the traditional e-commerce business. Now quick commerce is intersecting with that. Can you give us an idea on what's going to happen over the next few weeks and months, and how are you getting ready to make sure that when we check out and when we see a 30-minute delivery, we actually get that item in 30 minutes, even though there might be thousands of customers doing the same thing at that time?
So this is probably the busiest week for me, honestly, and as a lot of us know, that the sales will start from the next week onwards. Some glimpses of what we are gonna see is that, and I think some of that has already started. You will get your mobile phones delivered within 10 minutes. That is going to become a massive reality in this sale season. You would also see a lot of D2C brands or a lot of unique products being purchased by the Indian customers. Something historically, what people used to say for the sale period was their big ticket purchases. But I think the market in India has matured, that people are also now making bets on smaller, varied products. So the entire SKU in the ecosystem has evolved a bit. We'll see a lot of same day deliveries. We'll see a lot of customer preferences of preferring a particular platform just because they are giving me quicker. So that's something that we are gonna see again. And one more thing, that probably this sale season would see the maximum participation from tier 2, tier 3 and beyond cities. At times, personally, when we look at the location data of where all we have delivered, we also feel surprised that e-commerce in India has penetrated so deeply that we are delivering across multitude of nooks and corners, and there are people in towns, in villages, who are now getting accessed to this e-commerce journey. So this sale season, my hunch is that we'll probably see the widest audience being a part of this sale part. Now, with respect to us, ours is honestly, I mean, we are actually having some sleepless nights here, because it's multiple areas where we are focusing on. We have to take into account your quick commerce part as well. And at the same time, when you are working with quick commerce, you also need to take care of the fraudulent activities as well. See, I understand that it's a very good part of trusting customers, of trusting ecosystem. But when you are working in India, you also need to take care, or have to have a very strong fraud detection mechanism. Uh, I would be happy to discuss some of the frauds that we have been able to identify in an offline manner, but I am personally amazed on the kind of ingenuity we Indians look to feel on how to con the system, how to extract the maximum out of it. So that's one of the that's one of the major part of it, and we being the logistics partners, we have to bear the brunt of the entire ecosystem part of it. Be the seller, be the customer, or be the delivery partner, we are at the focal point there. The other part is now, see one, and maybe I would want to use this forum to explain the complexity of a logistics system. See, our job is similar to that of a goalkeeper or a wicket keeper in cricket or in football. Now, during the entire test match, that keeper would catch all the deliveries, but we will remember that person for that one catch that guy dropped. And that's the zone for the logistics space as well. When it works seamlessly, as if we feel that it is our right to get things on time. We feel that a properly groomed person should come to our doorstep, should greet us properly, should get our deliveries on time. But we'll remember the brand only for those failed deliveries. And that's maybe the good or the bad part of logistics. It works seamlessly for those 95% of cases, and that's where the technology is working very well. It's working seamlessly for those 95% cases. It's just that people just forget what is under the hood during those cases. We all forget the complexities that we do not share the lat long when we are placing an order on our e-commerce platforms. And we still expect that our delivery partner should be able to reach to our destination address without giving us a call. Now, as a simple exercise, if each one of us maybe just search for our hometown or our native address on maybe Google Maps or other navigational platforms, I'm certain that greater than 50% of us will not be able to get their exact lat long even on Google. Now, with such problems existing, and we still expecting that on time deliveries, zero calls, groomed manner, it actually requires a lot of algorithms, it requires a lot of technology under the hood to make that possible. So these are some of the areas that we are working on. How do we build the right mapping ecosystem for a country like India, for a diverse country like India, where I mean, one of the interesting cases in mapping is, and which is different for India as well. See, we write our addresses in English, but our localities are not based in English. They are based on our native languages. So we are in a way translating those into English, and then we are writing it. So if I am to write Vidyarthi Bhavan, there would be multiple variations of how people would write Vidyarthi Bhavan. And that is where your algorithms have to be intelligent enough to have those local understanding as well. So we are working on the mapping part of it so that the 95% reaches 99%. We are working on Shield, which we call our fraud detection mechanism, to ensure that the entire ecosystem does not have to get penalized because of certain fraudulent actors that are there in the ecosystem. So yeah, these are some of the problems. Uh, yeah, I hope I've been able to give a glimpse of what goes under the hood, and yeah, all the best for the sales season.
Yeah. So, very, very interesting, Vaibhav.